The man pointed the gas nozzle at his mouth and took a huge swig. That one gulp cost him an entire day's delivery wages, but he couldn't resist any longer. Even if it meant working for nothing, he had to have a drink. Water had become extremely scarce on Earth. People could only use sand to wash dishes, then blow on them to finish the job. To get drinking water, you had to go to a water station and pay through the nose, just like at a gas pump. The prices were outrageous. The poor who couldn't afford water had no choice but to buy alcohol instead. Mike's family was so destitute. They lived in a converted shipping container. They could never bring themselves to spend money on drinking water, subsisting on gooey foods for hydration. Although they owned a lot of land, the lack of water had turned it into a barren wasteland. Every day, Mike and his son Jack walked dozens of miles to deliver supplies to the water factory to make ends meet. But on this day's return trip, disaster struck. The donkey, having gone too long without water, finally keeled over dead on the road. In the end, Mike shot it to put it out of its misery. Early the next morning, with no donkey to make deliveries, the father and son had to go to a town store and shell out big bucks for a second-hand mechanical mule, wiping out their life savings. Right after buying the mule, the two arrived at the water station, but while filling up, Mike's craving for water overwhelmed him. He couldn't resist taking a swig that cost a full day's delivery wages. Despite their hardship, when Mike encountered a woman carrying a baby and begging for water, he still kindly shared some of his. But Mike's daughter was a constant worry. She was dating a boy who was clearly bad news. Not only did he butt heads with Mike and completely disrespect his elders, he even had the nerve to try to borrow Mike's newly purchased mechanical mule. There was no way Mike would lend it to him. Yet the girl was head over heels for this loser. Mike vehemently opposed her being with someone like that, leading to constant fights. To stop his daughter from seeing the hoodlum boyfriend, he even nailed the doors and windows shut to keep her home. But then one unbelievable day, Mike discovered the warehouse lock had been pried open, and the new mechanical mule was gone. Recalling how his daughter's boyfriend had tried to borrow it a few days prior, Mike was certain he was the prime suspect. Grabbing his gun, Mike set out over the hills to retrieve the mule, but just as he crested the ridge, he was ambushed.